narrative is getting thick. I'd like you to go back to my videos from last year when I was talking about China being the superpower. That was one of my most watched videos. And now here we are, a year later. This long-haired hippie guy has been talking about China becoming the superpower due to their moves in digital technology and also being the powerhouse and moving quickly and efficiently. But warriors, like the video I said this morning in the video that we watched, this is about the time where it switches superpowers. About every 100 years, we switch over. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it in your hand, warriors. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. The reason why I can repeat things just off the top of my head on my podcast is that I study incessantly the World Economic Forum, economics, and I study cryptocurrency at a very deep level in subconscious mind programming. I also spend time in ice baths, breathing, meditation, constantly working on my mind, working to follow the life of Jesus as close as possible. I love God, I'm non-religious, and I love everybody. Let's continue on, warriors. All right, so I did a video this morning. I'm just going to do a quick video. I actually got to get my son to ninja training, but I want to get this quick video out to you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Number one, I want to say thank you before I continue on. Thank you all for all the support and love. I'm going to get emotional, actually. Thank you. Thank you for all the support and love for our channel, for Instagram. Follow me at CoachJV_, for everything. It's just been awesome to be able to be, I guess, a guide or a leader, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just excited to run with you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude right now. Maybe it was my Wim Hof breathing and ice bath, but shit, let's get started. I'm getting emotional. Okay, so I want to say thank you. One of our amazing warriors sent this over to me, and this goes right with the narrative that I was talking about this morning. If you have not watched the video I did this morning, I'll link it right here, warriors. Watch the video I showed you guys this morning. I'm telling you guys, June is going to be a big month. We got the Basel III hitting with the gold and the new rules for banks, warriors. The Flare Network drops. There's a lot of stuff happening. I feel this sacral feeling that June is going to be a massive, massive, massive month. So let's watch this. This is really interesting. It says, well, now the problem has been clearly identified. It's Jerome Powell and the rest of the world's central bankers. There's lack of trust. We are starting to not trust the dollar. Now, remember, the U.S. dollar, the only reason it has value, why? I've taught you this, is because we believe in it. That's it. The confidence is the only reason why it has value. That's it. But we, as the people, are losing trust, and society in the world is losing trust in the U.S. dollar. You know, I'm not going to get into politics, but that's a fact. And about every 100 years, we switch to a new power. Now, remember, China is very advanced in digital currency, very advanced in the digital space wars. But listen to this. So Stan Druckenmiller, 5 years ago, said that cryptocurrency was a solution in search of a problem. So check this out, warriors. I want you to watch this real quick. This is really neat. And I'll give the shout out to the person on Twitter here.
It's something that it just is amazing to just see it in print from you, and that is when we do lose the status as a world reserve currency, it's going to be hard to find a replacement, because in China, there's a lack of trust in the currency of a foreign dictatorship, obviously, and then Europe's a mess. Your best guess is that a crypto-derived ledger system will be invented, and that will become the reserve currency of the world?
Okay, let's not get too carried away.
I know, but that just sizzles with, sell the steak. Go ahead.
I knew crypto was going to come up in this show. Okay, so it's okay. But look, one of the lines about the dollar we've all heard 100 times the last 10 years is we're the cleanest dirty shirt in the room. There's no alternative. And it's true. That is what has been our strongest case for the dollar. Is Europe is a complete mess. Who's going to trust the Chinese? So it can't be them. And I've been groping, well, how does that resolve itself? Well, you probably don't remember this, Joe, but 5 or 6 years ago, I said that crypto was a solution in search of a problem. And that's why I didn't play crypto the first wave, because we already had the dollar. What do we need crypto for? Well, the problem has been clearly identified. It's Jerome Powell and the rest of the world's central bankers. There's a lack of trust. So sort of groping for an answer for a central case at best guess, and it's hard to make a forecast 3 months from now, much less 15 years from now. I think the most likely replacement would be some kind of ledger system invented by some kids from MIT or Stanford or some other engineering school that hasn't even happened yet, that can replace the dollar worldwide. I don't know what it'll be. I just know if the Fed is forced to monetize the debt, remember, all in the name of raising inflation 30 basis points. I really don't understand why 1.6% inflation with a mandate of price stability is a national tragedy, but okay. If they want to...
Warriors, this narrative is getting thick. They are talking about this non-stop, Warriors. Don't get the wool pulled over your eyes. I want to give a shout out to Documenting Bitcoin on Twitter. Go give them a follow. So Document Miller here. I think this is his website as well. But it says, legendary investor Stanley Druckenmiller, USD will lose world's reserve currency status. We also have something coming out from Gary Gensler as well today. State of Crypto, Gary Gensler, regulatory clarity sounds awfully familiar. Larry Gensler said Congress should provide clarity around crypto exchange regulation. A 2020 bill sought to do just that, Warriors. They've been working on this while you were looking this way. SEC Chair Gary Gensler has been on the job for 3 weeks. He just revealed what increased regulatory clarity might look like for cryptos. Okay, regulatory crypto, the narrative. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler, 3 weeks ago into the job, said that U.S. Congress could help protect cryptocurrency investors, drafting some laws around crypto exchanges and regulations. Noting the current limitation of the jurisdiction in the SEC. So he's saying Congress would have to pass that. I think that this market, which is close to $2 trillion, okay, something that's at $2 trillion is not something we're not going into. Rationalize that. It's at $2 trillion. Crypto asset market is one that could benefit from greater investor protection, he said. I think Congress were to take action because right now the exchanges trading in these crypto assets do not have any regulatory framework. Either the SEC or its sister agency, the Commodities and Future Trading Commission, who used to run the CFTC, that could install greater confidence. Right now, there's not a market regulator around these crypto exchanges, and thus there's really no protection against the fraud and manipulation. Why it matters. Okay, some thoughts first off. Huge caveat that this is all speculation on my part. With that out of the way, the entirety of the crypto industry support of Gary Gensler comes from the idea that understands crypto in a way his predecessor did not, and that this would lead to regulatory clarity. We now have a hint how Gary Gensler thinks he can provide clarity, and a number of issues pertinent to the crypto industry will depend on how the U.S. regulatory framework develops, including whether BTC, Exchange Traded Funds EFT, is approved, and how retail investors can tap the crypto market. The question becomes, will Congress act with Gensler's backing? Absolutely they're going to, Warriors. And now the FDIC, remember I'm an ex-banker, the FDIC insures your deposits. The FDIC chief says agency wants to know more about digital assets. Now remember, your banks can custody your cryptocurrency, Warriors. They were federally chartered banks. Last year, Brian Brooks, who now left the OCC to become the head of Binance, made it able, federally chartered banks can custody cryptocurrency. At the FDIC, we have been watching digital assets developments closely and plan to issue a request for information to learn more. Okay. The Federal Deposit Insurance Company, the FDIC, one of the federal banking regulators in the U.S. and one of the two entities that provide deposit insurance to federally regulated institutions. Listen, I'm going to share with you what this is taking a look now at how banks are exploring digital currencies. Its top official said Tuesday. Speaking to the Federalist Society, FDIC Chairwoman Jelen McWilliams said the federal regulator wants to hear from banks about how they are approaching the digital asset market and what role the FDIC should play. The FDIC, we have been watching such developments closely and plan to issue requests for information to learn more about what banks are doing. Not if they're going to, what banks are doing, what banks are considering to do, and what, if anything, the FDIC should do in the space. The FDIC is going to eventually get on. Warriors, do you see the narrative? I've been telling you, banks are going to turn into cryptocurrency banks. You are going to have a Federal Reserve wallet, which is going to be your deflating asset. They're going to go to negative interest rates, in my opinion. You'll have your central bank digital currency. You're going to have your fiat wallet, right? Then you'll be transitioning to a crypto wallet. So you eventually will be a walk into Bank of America, and they're going to fee the shit out of you for this, but at least you'll have the safety and security of a bank you can rely on, right? supposedly, because it's to remove banking. Crypto removes the intermediary, Warriors. They know that we are now DeFi. We can get our own loans. We can do our own mutual funds now with the Flare network. We can think about it. We can pool our money together and spread it across assets like a mutual fund, removing insurance companies. Holy shit. Think about that. You can literally go into a DeFi, you can go into the Exodus wallet, and you can get back your ETH with a loan and go out into the marketplace without having tax implications, right? You can go buy a house, pay your own loan back. You don't have underwriting. You don't have to go sit in front of a banker with a tie on. The whole banking system is about to change. So let's recap this really quick, Warriors. What Stan Druckenmiller is saying, that with China, the superpower, there's no trust in China, right? They would be the new superpower, supposedly. The dollar, people don't trust the US dollar. It's collapsing, right? The European Union is a mess. And so the only way to do it is move it into an even playing field with a cryptocurrency type backed, right? That moves the money across the world, that connects the world together, even playing field, a monetary system. Maybe it comes from the SDR, right? So you have the SDR, you have XRP that runs all the central bank digital currencies across this rail, creating a fair marketplace. Warriors, it's here. Why would they all be talking about this? Think about that. Why do you think there's so much FUD in the market? They want to keep you so confused. They want to keep you lost. But I'll tell you what, Warriors, the fantasy economics is about to get crushed. The fact that you can double your money on a shitcoin within 3 days and all of a sudden you have all this profit, right? You're having 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 23-year-olds become millionaires and some billionaires. It's the new wave, Warriors. You can either get on ride, you can either resist it and get ran over by it, or you can get on board and go for the ride of your life. But here's the thing. Here's what I keep telling you. You have to have a game plan, Warriors. Look me in the eyes. You have to have a game plan because a bunch of people are going to get wrecked, and it's by design. If that wasn't how it was in the stock market, in the housing market, you would have a ton of millionaires and billionaires, Warriors. But they know that you don't have emotional intelligence. I'm sorry. They know that you're not disciplined. They know that you're going to get caught up in a pump and dump and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to make 10,000 more. And then all of a sudden, you're going to come sliding back down the back end because I'm selling my profits as you're buying my cryptos that I'm selling. Warriors, it's called market manipulation. It's called euphoria. We're heading into it, Warriors. We're in the biggest bull run. I mean, our Warriors are some have become millionaires, right? Some have 10,000, some have 20,000, some have 6 figures, well over 6 figures. Crazy amounts of gains in the last year because we're disciplined, Warriors. We have an exit strategy. So if you want to join our Warrior Academy, we have a community of people working together to rise. Now, my Command Academy is completely different. We have a 128 challenge, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, really working on setting goals, working out with us, nutrition. This is a holistic program, fitness, crypto, and mindset. Then we go into looking at my exit strategy. Building out your own exit strategy. You can see my portfolio, exactly what I'm investing. If I make a move, I let you guys know in our private network what I'm doing. I'm a fundamental investor. I'm not jumping in and out of cryptocurrencies. I do some 10% of my portfolio is for speculative things. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. I bought the SHIB, I bought the rumors, and I sold the news. Everybody was, oh, you hear about SHIB. And as soon as it pumped on Monday, I sold my initial investment. I'm house money now, Warriors. I'm very, very disciplined. I'm house money. So now I'm complete house money. I sit on that. As the profits go up, I dollar cost average out so I do not get caught in the dumps, Warriors. So what we do is we surround you with a group of Warriors to help you through it. But most of all, we talk about emotional intelligence and discipline, Warriors. If you go through the 120-day challenge, you set up your exit plan, you get disciplined, Warriors. This is going to change your life. This is about generational wealth, not getting rich quick, Warriors. So if you want to join our Warrior Academy, click the link down below. I always say it's not a perfect academy. We take feedback and we grow together, Warriors. But we're a group of people rising to the top, Warriors. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an honest dude that's helping as many people as possible get freedom and become the uncommon 1%. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, CoachJV_. Also, my podcast, Coach JV. I highly recommend, if you're sensitive, do not listen to the Coach JV podcast. I literally go off on my podcast. It's me unhinged, sharing my ideas and thoughts about life and just speaking my truth. As we always say, Warriors, rise. Don't miss this train, Warriors.